Hi friends, you are now tuned in to the Kid Astronaut Podcast. Turn your speakers up, sit back, and enjoy.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kid Astronaut Podcast, episode 10. My guest today is Jazz, aka Jxanelog. She is an artist, a entrepreneur, a director,
Absolutely.
a photographer. You take photos as well.
Kind of like more like videographer, cinematographer.
Videographer, okay. And film director.
Yeah.
I think I said that.
Yeah.
But you do a lot of things.
Right.
Tell us a little bit more about yourself, Jazz.
Hello, I'm Jazz, short for Jasmine. I go by Jxanelog. Yes, I direct, I compose, produce, write music. I also draw, paint, contemporary artist. I'm trained in charcoal, conte, graphite, oil, things of that nature. So
Where are these pieces? We haven't seen them.
I don't really post a lot about it because those things are just kind of like dear to me. It's like my connection.
It's more personal.
Yeah, it's more personal. It's a connection with me and like I feel like my ancestors, because my grandfather was an architect.
Okay.
And he was an artist as well. My dad draws, but not as often as he used to. But that's how I got the talent, and so it's kind of a safe haven in how I pretty much connect to that spirit.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see them?
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
on some friendship shit?
Yeah, I can. I'll show you a couple of them. I post them sometimes. I just don't like
Put
make it
them
a
out
big
there. It's
deal.
not
Big
like-
deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll see them.
Your art experience.
And when I moved, like, I used to draw more, but now that I've been creative in other platforms and mediums, that I just don't draw as much, which
Move from where?
like is more like into like music and,
Oh, gotcha.
and things like that. Yeah, it was more something that I found out. I knew I could draw almost my whole life. I remember, I think like I was around 8 years old, and I drew a picture of Arthur in my second grade class, and my professor was like, "Did you trace that?" And I was like, "No." And then I think I kind of knew, like, okay, if you thought I traced it, then I'm pretty good.
Okay. Got the sauce.
Yeah.
So what was the decision to move more into music for you and producing, composing?
I always wrote. Music has been a big part of my life for a long time. I was writing a lot as a child. It was a way to express myself. I had notebooks and things like that. I would write raps to like popular music, and people who knew me knew I could rap. And once I began to, I had a cousin, older cousin actually. He showed me. I was like around like 11 years old. He showed me how to record by myself, like a little boom box, and like you can take a tape and kind of record over it through like some headphones on some like some like ghetto like
I feel like
studio shit.
Jay-Z talked about something like similar to that.
Yeah, it's a thing. Like you can, I mean, we don't really use boom boxes, but the same the magnet and stuff like that in there is like similar to your headphones. So there's a way.
You can make those link.
I'd have to play around with it because I obviously haven't done that in years. But
Sure.
I remember taking my little Rugrats tapes and recording some stuff over it with my older cousin.
That's tight. So would you record vocals or would it be like
Raps.
Damn.
Yeah.
And they would just be over the tape, so the tape wouldn't be there anymore?
No.
Dang.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool too.
I mean, as a kid, like, Rugrats was like cool, but I was like kind of growing out
These
of it.
bars,
Yeah,
though.
exactly. So it's like I'd rather hear myself.
Yeah. What's up, Live? What's up, Lacey?
Hello.
Cool. So we are in the Sam Gary Library right now.
Right.
In Denver. We found out that Sam Gary was a oil dude, which I kind of have some feels about.
Yeah.
But he was also a musician.
Yeah, there's a Sam Gary musician. That's the one I thought it was named after.
Well, I think it was the same guy.
You think so?
Yeah, I think we found the same guy. Just
Okay.
different pages.
Okay.
Because they said he went to an art school. He went to
Okay.
Syracuse in New York.
All right, cool. Blues singer, like, right? Or
Yeah.
blues. Yeah.
But either way, we're in the Sam Gary Library right now. So you moved recently to LA.
Yeah, close to LA. I'm in like Riverside, Montana area.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's so sick.
Yeah.
That's like okay, well, yeah. I don't know. I want to get out there in October, so I'll come
I'll be
visit.
there.
But yeah, so what was behind that decision to move out of Denver, and what are the biggest differences you've seen between LA culture and music culture in LA versus Denver?
So the decision to move, I never really wanted to live in Denver. I love Denver.
Yeah.
But it was not somewhere that I wanted to actually live. Once I left school, that was like once I graduated from high school, that was like my first like, okay, I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna go to school because that's my ticket out of Colorado. And it kind of, once I came back from Atlanta where I went to school, I never thought that I'd actually be in Denver for a long time, but I kind of got sucked in. You know how it goes. The culture here is nice. My family's here. Once my mom moved out of Colorado, though, it was kind of different from there. And my father's side of the family all lives in LA. Okay. So it was easier for me to go out to California and kind of, it's a second home. It's always been. As far as like the difference from Denver to LA, I see like a lot more industry support for the culture, and a lot of the business is a lot more prominent, obviously, in LA, Los Angeles, and other parts of California, and other states too. LA is not the only place, but you're gonna end up probably going there at one point in time in your career.
That's what I'm saying. Me?
And yes, you.
I'll be there in October.
I'm gonna speak it into exist, but into existence. But I'm talking about like any artist. Like,
oh yeah, that's like a place where you'll end up as an artist.
Yeah, at one point. Yeah,
cool.
or another. As far as Denver, I think we have a lot of talent here, and that's kind of like my goal is to create more of a bridge between Denver talent and the industry in LA, and how we can kind of create that to where artists have more support. And yeah.
So okay, so that's really cool. You want to use what you do. Hey, what's up, James? How's it going? You want to use what you do as a way to bridge the music industry of LA back to Denver,
right?
Or do you want to bridge the industry just like overall?
I'm sure overall is going to be like,
the goal,
how I fall on the
ultimately.
cloud, right? But
Yeah.
I'm reaching for the stars as far as to bridge the Denver scene into
Cool.
LA, which it's here. It's not something that's kind of like taboo. Like I just don't think that artists are aware of like how the industry works as much as other artists.
So what's something that you would give? Like, what's a piece of advice that you would give someone? Just
As far as
first
what?
thing that you think of.
As far as an artist,
Yeah,
are we speaking music or?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say music for sure. Or film, I don't know.
For artistry, as far as music, authenticity obviously is the biggest thing that you can offer to anyone, and speaking to yourself and staying true, because at the end of the day, no one can break that. You know what I mean? If you try to saturate and dilute who you are as an artist or as any type of person at one point or another, that's how you can start. You see the break in people when they're just not being themselves and they're trying, so hard to create this facade, and how it affects them in pretty much every part of the business culture, and be humble, and kind of just understand, just be open to learning and study your craft, because I'm big on learning and figuring out how to do things, so I have one less bill to pay. You know what I'm saying? So study.
I like that.
Yeah.
So you went to Clark Atlanta.
Yeah, Clark Atlanta University.
What did you do out there?
That's where I started studying film. I went out there, it's actually kind of why I draw. My mom, when I was in when I was a senior in high school, she started recognizing that I could draw. She's like, look, I'm going to pay for your first 2 years of college, but you have to take art classes. So I went to Clark Atlanta University in Atlanta, Georgia, because I'm like, I'm going to get out of Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And I went out there to initially study engineering. I wanted to be like a water engineer and like study water banks and figure out how to keep the water charged before it hits the shelf and things like that. But I also wanted to do a film aspect, and I knew they had a great film program. Spike Lee actually took a lot of his classes over there, even though he went to Morehouse. And going into the mass media department, I started seeing, I would go in there just to like kick it with my friends, and I would see like random people. I saw Jasmine Guy one time go in there. I saw like a bunch of just celebrities just in and out of that
from
department.
a different world, obviously.
Yeah.
Shout out her.
Yeah,
Shout
absolutely.
Out
Shout out to Jazz. And I was like, whoa, like this is cool.
Yeah, it's a cool spot and a cool place to foster your creativity.
Absolutely.
So, Brett, breaching the world of music and film, what do you feel like is your statement? Like, what have you been expressing lately? What themes have been coming up and prominent for you?
So after Clark, I actually went to Art Institute back in Denver, Colorado, and then I went to I went downtown to CCD to learn composing and to learn how to score films. That's what I see myself doing, like when I'm old and fat, and like can't really like.
Because I gotta be old and fat.
Because being fat, like people have such a like bad connotation against being fat, but that's like that's a goal, like yeah, right? Like you're fed, you're good. Like when you're fat, so that's what I aspire to be as I'm older.
Cool.
My statement is to create music, but also the visuals. I am a person who doesn't see them as two different entities. I see it all together. So when I'm writing my music, I have a visual in mind. Or when I'm writing my visuals, I have a song in mind. I learned how to score films because basically it's like, it's this, you're thinking of, I think that they have a way to control the narrative just as much as like the writing does. The music that's behind a film or any type of television show, the emotion that you get from the music is kind of teaching you or telling you like, hey, this is a sad scene, right? Or this is an angry scene. This is a fast-paced scene. This is an action scene. So I think that's a very interesting part of film. And when I write my music, I kind of have that aspect of more of like a score and a composition rather than just a song, and how I can bring that to a visual, whether it be a short film, a music video, or even just a film period. That's my statement.
Just going to pause the playlist real quick.
Okay.
This will be the first half. What's up, Facebook? What's up, everybody? Shout out to Jxanelog. We're going to be closing the podcast down earlier than usual because we're in a library that closes. But thank y'all for watching though, and thank you for tuning in. This will be up on Anchor and Spotify in the next couple of days too. Cool. So let's keep it going. So what's the next project that's coming out for you?
My first song, Thick Girls, is probably going to be the next project, and then I'm also working with a vocalist by the name of Leona Harper. And we have a couple of songs that we're working on and visuals that we will be shooting very soon and hopefully getting out by the end of the year. They will be out by the end of the year.
There you go.
Absolutely. So
cool. And so like the two songs, are they both, when you say you're working with Leona, are you working with her as a lyricist, a artist? Like, are you performing on the songs as well?
I'm not performing on the songs. There's been a couple that we kind of worked on that I could possibly, but I kind of let her do her thing, you know? And I kind of just fit in where I can. She's very talented and is a beast on anything. And so I kind of been tweaking the sound a little bit and developing her commercial potential. And we're working on just a different sound.
So are you more of a producer in that space?
I'm probably, and a writer.
Okay.
But who knows? Because we like, we like singing together. We like rapping together. When we're together, it's just like, we let things happen pretty organically. We have a couple of songs that, I kind of had to kind of set up the song structure just for certain reasons. But me and her just kind of like, we get in where we fit in. She's an amazing writer as well, and like her voice is amazing. So it's kind of something I kind of like try to just, let her take her space, and just, if she needs me, I'm around.
Mm-hmm. So are there other artists that you see yourself working with in the future?
Absolutely. You.
Me? Okay.
Yes.
In what way? In what capacity?
How do I see me working with John? Obviously, I would like to write with you.
Yeah.
I would like to shoot some visuals with you as well.
Cool.
I want to work on a lot of community-based work, because I know you and I kind of have the same soft spot for the community and how we can help. So
cool.
I see that.
What does the future look like for you?
Bright.
Okay.
The future is just kind of and back when I was at Clark University, our school motto is that, if I'll find a way or I'll make one.
Okay.
And so I've always had kind of the path of just like, hustling and just doing it myself. That's why I educated myself pretty much in all realms. It wasn't like, I'm interested in it, but it was also like, I want to be able to have the conversation, with an engineer, with a musician, with a director, with, somebody, a producer, somebody who's, working with me. I want to be able to speak to everyone and understand like how we can pull out the one agenda the best way we can. So I hope to learn more, and I hope to put a stamp on this earth and leave it a little bit better than I found it, as well as, just like I said, bridging the gap, making the path. There's another saying that says, go where there's no, go where there's no trail and leave a path. Yeah. So I would like to do that. I want the next Jazz or the next Jxanelog who is in Denver, she's going to have a path. She's going to have an industry. She's going to have support.
Interesting.
That's like the biggest future for me.
I really like that. I really like that idea too of being a trailblazer and not necessarily complaining about the paths that aren't there, but being like, this is an opportunity for me to carve one out.
Absolutely.
What is your songwriting goal right now? Like, where do you want to end up in the next, let's say, like this time next year? Where do you want to be?
I would like to have at least a website with three visuals of mine. This time next year, I also want to be working on my first documentary. As far as music, I want at least like maybe 3 singles out and a mixtape. I got bars, man, and sometimes like it's not always about trying to make the whole song. I'm just trying to spit on a few. So I think I'm gonna put out a mixtape.
Like switch up the tracks that could go into each other, so you're not using the whole beat, but just parts of it.
No, I'm probably gonna use the whole beat. We'll see. Okay. Like whatever,
whatever it is.
It feels how it feels, but I just got bars, and I just feel like I shouldn't keep those quiet.
No,
I should spit.
Yeah. So there's like multiple aspects of your creativity. Do you feel like it's like your life purpose to just create? Like, is there anything other, because you mentioned like you used to do engineering for water testing, like
I didn't used to do it, but that's why I was interested in studying.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of was studying water and how like pretty much we drink dead water, like it's not ionized like it's supposed to be. It's not electric. And if you think about like water, and how we were supposed to, like as indigenous people, they would go next to the mountain, let it bounce off of rocks, and then we come to the river and grab it. once it's bouncing off of rocks, it's creating electricity, which is good for us and keeping our body, electric, and alkaline and things like that. So, but the fact that we get our water from a water bank, and then it's like put in a bottle and it's like sitting on a shelf for forever. I've always wondered, are we really getting the electricity that we're supposed to get from water? And what I found the answer is no. That's why they sell ionizers. You can recharge your water and things like that. So
they also sell ionized water. Do you think that that's the same? Like they bottle it correctly?
I'd have to put it
test it.
Yeah, test it. So I can't really speak for that right now.
For sure. Do you feel like you're, I don't know, because it's like you want to put out the mixtapes and you want to put out the songs, like do you want to have like a cultural impact? Do you want to be like famous? Like do you want to be touring?
Fame honestly was not my goal. It's actually why I didn't put out music for so long, because I was just like, I'm trying to be sitting up on an island somewhere and collecting my royalty checks. I don't want to be in the spotlight. Like, even though I work with film and I do videography, I hate being in front of the camera, so it's never been a goal for me. But the thing is that I have to take myself out of the equation in order to serve my life's purpose. You know what I'm saying? I can't say, okay, I don't want to be in the camera when, if that's what it takes in order for my stuff to be published or be out there, that's just what I'm going to have to do. And that was a harsh reality I had to figure out for a long time. And I remember you and I were talking the other day, Tyler Perry had this quote that said, people's lives are tied to your dreams. There's a reason why you think the way you do and you have the passions that you have, and it's not all about you. And if I'm able to take myself out of the equation, I can be a bigger entity than I ever imagined. You know what I mean?
So do you feel like the drive for releasing the music comes from the idea that you'll be able to serve more people?
Absolutely. I'll be able to put my homies on. I'll be able to create an industry where I am able to put more artists on, bring a different sound to the culture, change the mindset. I want to teach people. I want to train them and show them the business, show them the good and the bad. That way, they don't have to be telling their stories about how they got screwed over 20 years from now and they're broke.
So then, what is your thought on people who do want to be famous?
That's up to them. I can't judge anybody's dreams. If you think that you want to be famous and that's what your life is telling you, I'm supposed to be famous, then go be famous. It's just not something that I aspire to be. If it happens, it happens.
What's up, Ron? What's up, Julian? Julian's my manager. Shout out to Julian V here.
Hello. Heard a lot about you, sir.
Killing it. Do you have anything that you want to plug, announce?
Look out for Thick Girls by Jxanelog. Look out for Selfish Break that's coming out, a single by me and Leona Harper. And some other things, but just follow my social media. I am Jxanelog. That's pretty much on all social media platforms, and that's Twitter, Instagram. I don't have a Facebook, really. I'm not really active on Facebook, but you can, if you want to friend me, it's Jazz, Jas, McGee, MCGE.
If you want to friend me.
It's something that I just kind of use to connect with my family, so I'm not really on there a lot. But, I'm not going to act like I don't have one.
So the two songs that are coming out, I'm not going to act like I have. Yeah, that's awesome. The two songs that are coming out, Thick Girls, what is that about? What is your synopsis? So
Thick Girls was, it started out as a ballad. It's kind of weird. The first verse, I was singing it, and it was just kind of just how I felt about myself. I'll spit a little bit. It's, I weigh 200 pounds and I pack it well. Size 16 fits my jeans and I'm feeling better than I ever felt. And it was just kind of just me. I was trying so hard to be like this cool, like, just like artist who's just like in the background in the scene. And I was like, yo, this is an anthem. This is I'm sure I'm not the only person who feels this way. And it was kind of me projecting how to accept myself in the mirror and how to accept my body and just kind of promote the body positivity. And for a while I was trying to sell it, but, you know, why not? It was the first song that I've ever written, produced, and like engineered almost. But well, Rich was my engineer, but I was with the entire process.
Shout out to Rich.
Yeah, shout out to Rich G and the Ghost House.
And then your other song with Leona
Harper, Selfish Break.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Selfish Break. Synopsis.
So synopsis is just about me being drained and having all these relationships that are taking a toll on me, and I'm not having enough room for myself. So I needed to be selfish, and I needed a break from my obligation and my responsibilities to other people, and I just wanted to be me. Like, there's a part that says, today I'm not your mother, today I'm not your brother, daughter, I'm just me, and I'm gonna go and just be everything for myself.
Love that. Thank you, Jxanelog. Look out for her stuff.
Yeah,
for me, I'm releasing some singles in the next couple of months. We got podcasts coming every Friday. Definitely wanting to be consistent with it. And, new videos, new merch.
Ooh.
Just continuing to push it forward. So thank you all for listening, watching, streaming, sharing, and supporting the Kid Astronaut Podcast. Peace.
Absolutely.
Cool. And peace, Facebook. Thank y'all.
Bye.